We're here with Twitter co-founder Biz Stone, who's relaunching Jelly, a search engine for asking questions about everything you want to know. This time it's anonymized. Thanks for joining, Biz.
Absolutely.
So what made you decide to relaunch Jelly?
Well, it was our original dream, our original vision. Ben Finkel and I, we were going on a walk and we just had this crazy idea, like what if you and I had to build a search engine in today's technology landscape. We built Jelly 1 and it took off like crazy, and then it kind of flattened out and we just made a rookie mistake and we got talked into pivoting, and we pivoted. Then we got in a room, Ben and I, to figure out like, okay, I guess we figure out how to close down Jelly 1. And we just started talking about how great it was and all the great things, and so we left that room more excited than ever to work on Jelly. And so, and then we were just in a weird spot because we had announced it as a failure and pronounced this new thing as our thing. And then I was like, this is gonna be embarrassing, so we might as well make it funny. So I called it an unpivot, which caught lots of people's attention. So we said, we gotta build it. But this time, we gotta build it totally differently. Because last time around, your searches were attached to your social media ID. And think about it, like...
Yeah, you don't want to say something weird with
your
full
Do you want your
name
Googles to be your tweets? Like, no. I mean, asking on Twitter is great. You get a lot of great, especially if you have a really wide, a really large group of followers, you get great answers. But you're very limited in what you want to ask.
Well, how do you know that these people are giving good answers? Because I have a lot of questions that I'd like to know the answer to, but if I don't know who the people are answering the questions, I don't know if they're smart. Like, I don't know, I just don't know anything about them.
Well, we have this thing in place. If you ask a question and you get a good answer back, you tap helpful. Like, that was helpful. You don't, if it is wrong and you didn't like the answer at all, didn't help you at all, you don't tap it. So I can go to that person's profile and see like, oh wow, this lady got 3,500 helpfuls in the category of parenting. She must know what she's talking about. Like she's helped a lot of people. So that's kind of like a proxy for trust.
So you've been testing it out with a few hundred people. What are some of the most interesting questions you've seen so far?
Oh geez. Well, one good question, I mean, just like sort of an example of like, oh, this was great. How do I stop my neighbor's dog from barking legally and without harm? And then they added some detail. You can add details and even a picture if you want. They said the dog only barks between 6 and 8. And then somebody else answered with, oh, this happened to my friend in New York City, and their solution was to pay for dog walking, but you should only offer between 6 and 8. And it totally worked. Like, the follow-up was it totally worked, and the person actually really liked the dog walker, and they ended up paying for it.
And you're calling it a search engine. Do you view it as sort of an alternative to Google or Quora, or how are you comparing this to what's out there?
It's a search engine. With regard to web search, it doesn't search the web. It's finding a person with an answer. It's kind of like an on-demand search engine in that, it's gonna take 10 or 15 minutes to get your answer. But that's 10 or 15 minutes you didn't have to spend looking around through links and stuff. This is just the beginning. We think the future of search engines really is just ask a question, get the answer. Just get it right away, instantly.
No skilled keyword
no
searches.
Results, no nothing, just here's the right answer, boom. And that's hard, but we think it's the future because we're seeing voice UI coming out, Amazon Echo, Alexa and stuff, and she just needs to answer your question. She can't give you links.
Fair enough. And then you also invest in Slack and Pinterest. You're an angel investor in things. How do you spot what's the next big thing?
I don't. I'm not a good angel investor. Either people call me and say like, would you invest in this thing? Or I know that somebody's doing a thing and I really like that person.
All right, Well, good luck with the relaunch of Jelly. It sounds like you've got some busy things that you're working on. So thank you for joining us and explaining all about that.
I appreciate your interest.